Good afternoon. Uh, Today is Friday, April 10th. Welcome to episode 21. I'm not used to doing this by myself here, so I moved, and she's not here today. She's not sitting with me. I might be struggling a little bit with this space here. It's just Liz and myself, and it's all right. I had to start production without you, Liz. Otherwise, the bet out here, actually, I have to say, nobody called in it under or over 205, 207. Dennis, it was about 204, I think, when we actually pushed. So
is Kevin not here today? Is that
Kevin's not here yet, but I'm assuming he will be. So welcome to Live from Rabs, from Inside Rabs, Country Lanes. We hope you were enjoying your Good Friday. And it was just snowing. We were sitting here, and yesterday when we started, we had that squall of nasty rain, which was gross. Heavy rain and wind, which continued through last night. Naz, I woke up at like 4 o'clock this morning to wind. I'm just so used to just turning and talking with Naz. So today we've got a great show. And I'm not alone. I've sent Naz is out on assignment, and Naz is here. She's with us. Hi, Naz.
Can't hear you.
Hi, Naz.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. It feels lonely down here.
It is a little lonely, isn't it, down there? It's
is.
lonely down here without you.
I know you miss me. I know you miss me.
I know. I did just send you away, but I do miss having you right here. Yes. So before I guess we connected, they were asking if you're all right, and Naz is great. Look, Naz is here in the building on assignment. We've sent her down to lane 1. Naz, check it. Show us the view from lane 1.
Here it is, lane 1.
I don't want to see the wall. Pan the other way. There you go.
There they are down there.
Oh, it's really quiet.
Yeah.
So, Naz, we're bringing our fans and those viewing at home to the back of the house tonight.
It's
today.
Exciting. I mean, we're really taking a big risk here. So we're excited and hope that everybody gets to see what really happens in the back of the house when you're complaining about them taking 2 minutes to get a ball return. So,
well, you know, when you're bowling and you the intercoms work now, which is a wonderful thing. So when you press the intercom and you get a call, or however you got to the front desk, it feels like an eternity when you make a call. So in reality, it's in most cases it's a minute, 2 minutes. It seems like forever because you are patiently waiting to get up and throw the ball and execute whatever it is you were going to execute. Another strike, leave a 7-10, miss a spare, get angry, and now sometimes you get even more angry because you're patiently waiting for that ball to get returned or the machine to unfix itself because it's it does it itself, right?
Absolutely. And then if you miss the spare, then it's the mechanic's fault. These machines, they never take care. I don't need to tell you. We hear it every night.
We're really lucky.
We are.
We're really lucky that we've got a great team here at Rabs, and the mechanic maintenance team that's led by Jimmy, who you're going to go say hello to, really takes pride in their work. The machines here are solid. Without the machines, we wouldn't be able to operate. And because of what they do on a regular basis, makes it work. And many of us have bowled in many different places around the country, and you can see, sadly, there are some that may not maintain the same way that our bowlers are used to or that we're used to. And so when you do go bowl somewhere else, it's a different experience. And however, there are plenty of Jimmys out there too that do what he does and takes pride. And they're awesome. I think it's the job that doesn't get seen, but certainly is the
background, back behind the scenes success that makes us more successful.
Yeah.
It makes it easy. It makes our jobs easier.
Yeah, it's taken for granted. That's what I was going to say. We take it for granted.
We absolutely do.
There is, and we're going to start a poll. I can't add one here, but you guys can add your comments. So before March 17th, which was 25 days ago, today's day 25 of the quarantine, Michael, his hair was blue.
Oh, we're going to do a poll. What color?
So there was a question of what color Michael's hair was. Oh, this is going to be a fun afternoon.
Okay,
we got a comment from Tommy Wilkinson right away, and he doesn't want to know, but his wife Fran, my sister-in-law, wants to know who Jimmy's favorite employee is, and I don't know if we're going to have that conversation today.
And maybe I'll sneak that question in.
So for those of you that know Michael, Michael loves to dye his hair. And before we went into quarantine, his hair was blue. So if you think otherwise, share it in the comments, because you're going to go get to see him, whether his hair is still blue or not, or if it's blonde, if it's grown out, if it's brown. I don't know. I do know.
We're not sure what color his hair is I don't even know what his natural color is anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. It was Smurf blue last I checked.
Yep.
Yeah, and the last time he was changing his color, he was asking my 6-year-old nephew what color it should be. So if anybody has any guesses, if you haven't seen Michael, throw it in here. Although if you've been watching the show, you would know what color his hair is. Although that doesn't mean that he didn't dye it himself today.
Correct. Anything is possible. Anything is possible.
And hey, you know what? Ann Hastings says hello. Ann, we were talking about you yesterday. You popped in with a comment late. We miss you too. I'm actually wondering how you're making out, because you usually leave here several days a week with a pizza. And I know Marco misses you. We miss you too. And we appreciate we're glad to hear that we're cheering you up. I would love to know how you're making out during this time if you can't have some pizza from Gennaro's. So share that in the comments here. So Naz, take us on a tour. Take us.
Here we go
to the back of the house, and let's go find Jimmy and Michael.
All right.
It certainly is a different view, right? For most.
Yeah. So this is the little walkway that they walk to go down the back. It's pretty cool. I'm going to give you a little shot of what it looks like from here.
Dark.
Yeah. Dark and sad. Okay. There's some life back here, though. This is a stop sign.
Stop. You're walking. You did not stop. You did not adhere to the signage.
Well, then it says all traffic.
Okay, so you're safe.
So we're going to go. We got some extra pins here. We got some stuff. We got a lot of parts. I mean, we're lucky because Jim is he's a little bit of a neat freak. So
yeah, and a little bit of a hoarder, because we have to have plenty of parts. And we're very fortunate that we can do that. And many proprietors maybe may not be able to do it, but we make sure we have what we need, because you never know what's going to happen. And Jimmy makes sure that we have more than what we need.
And here is the answer to the question. His hair is blue and green. It looks like it's
some salt and pepper in there too.
Fading.
It is. It's
got a lot going on there.
Oh,
Easter egg, right? Easter egg colors, very good.
It looks like it looks like when you take the egg with the dye and the shaving cream.
Yes. Say hi, Michael.
Hello.
That's Michael Piero, the apprentice, as we like to call him. And here's Jimmy Kane. Hi,
Jim. Oh, Jim.
Jim's got his magical ring on.
Yeah, Jim. Where did you get that ring from?
Underneath power lift at 47 and 8, where I find all my treasures.
Oh, oh my God. That was just
this little rubber ducky that I pull out. All the kids contribute.
Well, you know, it's amazing.
We got a whole range of stuff.
Okay, so we're going to go into the shop, and Jimmy's going to continue to show us the things that they've taken out of the bull
We
returns.
got fish, 4 ducks. We had a ship here one time. Somebody left a ship.
I don't think so. Come on.
No, that's what Mike does in his
All
spare
right,
time.
so in addition to the little friends they have here, we have some Lego sets, which Michael takes.
The master.
Don't go deep in the hole, Naz. We're gonna lose you. You're gonna lose the connection.
All right, I won't go too far. I won't go too far because I'm not sure what's going on back there anyway. It's really dark and a little scary back there too.
Yeah, you don't want to go any further.
And then, of course, what mechanic shop would be complete without the laptop with Warcraft on it?
You know, that's Michael's mentality.
The dream job.
And this is something we're super proud of.
What, the TV?
Oh, be careful of that view, Naz.
It's on the back of the door.
Yeah. So.
200.
Without injury.
It used to be.
Yeah, I know. I got you.
39 years. Now it's down to 269 days.
Yeah, we really had Naz, you pointed out and we laughed, but we really had a good streak. They've been great. And so we bought that sign right after, sadly, after Philip did a little slicing.
Slicing.
Yeah, you know, it's a dangerous job, and a lot of times it gets overlooked. How dangerous it actually can be, and you know, you're not. Yeah, Jim's going to show us some of the things that could happen.
Pitfalls.
Pitfalls.
Oh, you mean like this?
Oh no! Oh wait, can I move?
Oh, my finger just got chopped off.
Oh.
Like that. That's what happened to Phil. Yeah, basically. Or you go around here, you know.
Oh, all right. Okay, all right. Just don't worry about that. Okay. So, Frank, do you have somebody up there that can throw a ball down the lane so we can see what it looks like?
What lane is that?
This is lane 15.
Is it, yeah, Ray will throw a ball. We just have. Is it on?
Yeah, he's going to turn it on. Yeah,
All right.
it's on.
Ray, lane 15. Just be careful. It's a little dry out there.
Oh, yeah. We don't care if he doesn't hit pins. Because the ball's going to hook right off the lane, probably.
We did strip the lanes right after this, so there's nothing out there at all.
So, Jim, tell us what's your favorite stop?
My favorite stop?
Yeah. What's your favorite stop?
Stop is when they call setups and they're the wrong pin.
Oh, he loves when they call setups and they're the wrong pins.
And they don't know what pin it is.
They don't know pin numbers.
That could be the ladies' lead, preferably.
All right, Jim. That's enough. All right, so.
Yeah, incoming.
Yeah, yes.
Yes, Mike about the seniors.
Throw it.
Oh, here it comes.
Incoming.
Can't really get in it.
Here it comes. It's gonna come on.
Missed the whole shot.
Do it again.
Stand up on top.
Yeah.
No, I need to be further away from it.
Going on top.
Yeah, you guys aren't practicing good distancing, but that's okay.
He's throwing another one. Maybe we'll be able to see it better. Okay. Oh, there it is.
Try out the track, through the accelerator, up to the
Actually,
bottom.
hey, Naz, how about you move your finger?
How about what? Oh. Listen,
We're
this is my
teaching Naz
first
that
shot
there's some
here.
new things.
My first shot here, so.
Hey, Naz, we got a question.
Go ahead.
So, Jimmy, this is for you. When there's a repetitive issue, and this is one of your favorite things to deal with, I know. But when there's a repetitive ball return issue, that's just more than a ball return. Typically, whether it's a pin, what else could be happening that a ball wouldn't get returned right away? That it's, from the bowler's perspective, damn, they're just missing their ball. But there's something else happening. What could be happening?
Well, what's usually happening is one of two things usually. when the bowler rolls his ball down the lane, it picks up oil off the lane, which is pretty excessive at sometimes. And because they don't wipe their balls off too. The ball will sit on this wheel and spin. Why don't you throw a ball down?
I'll throw another one.
Where? What lane?
15. He's coming.
Demonstrate.
So, Jimmy, you said a key thing there. And I think many bowlers, no matter what kind of bowling ball they're using, wiping the ball is an important thing after shots.
Correct. Wiping it each shot is very helpful for the bowler and helpful for me.
The lane's off. He's got to turn it on.
Turn it back on.
Turn it on.
All right, Ray.
Now, what we do to combat the oil syndrome is to wipe the wheels off constantly.
Incoming.
All right. What will happen is the ball will sit down here while the wheel is spinning, and the ball will just sit there and not go up the lip rods. So what we do is we put kickers, rubber strips on the wheels. Let me show you what that looks like.
He went to get a kicker.
Don't use our foot.
He just left. He's here. Here he is.
Here I am. What we do is we'll cut this rubber strip, and we'll cut it into like 2-foot lengths, and we'll put 3 or 4 on each wheel. That'll help tremendously. That and continuous cleaning maybe wipe these wheels off once every half hour during league play, and that'll keep your ball returns down to a minimum. Now, if there's some bowling balls that continuously give us trouble, which the plastic and the cheaper urethane balls do, we usually, we better not say what we usually. We'll wipe the ball off. We'll give the ball personal attention, and we'll wipe it off. And then if it happens more than 20 times a day, then we'll bring it up to the person and tell them to buy a new bowling ball.
Politely, that is right. Jim.
But that is one of the main problems when we have to combat. You have real good bowlers that need a lot of oil, and they bowl with the more aggressive balls. And we have open bowling where we're just bowling with house balls and plastic and urethane balls. They're balls that they found in their grandfather's house 50 years ago.
Well, to that point, I think
like the old 3 dots and the Dick Webbers and the gyros, leave that home. We don't want them. We don't want them.
That's terrible. That's not true. But, hey, we had a great pro shop here to outfit you. You make a good point. What I think that when bowlers complain about the oil on the lanes, the conditioner, there's not enough, there's too little. We're actually applying more conditioner to the lanes than ever before. Are you okay?
Yes, it did it again. It did the shaking thing. So.
Okay. We gave Naz a new toy. Not only her phone, but she's got a fancy stabilizer that she's trying to use for the first time. So she did get to play with it a little bit yesterday. So Jim, the point being, we're applying more oil today than we ever were before, right? And that's mainly because of the equipment, how soft the outer layer of the bowling ball. I'm trying to simplify this as best as possible. The bowling balls have gotten so soft, and they soak in all the conditioner, and the average bowler doesn't necessarily know it. I love when someone says, "Oh, I used to bowl and there'd be oil all over my ball."
Oh yeah.
The bowling balls today soak them right up.
Yeah, the cover stock soaks it up, and anybody. I mean, if you go into the pro shop and they have a process where they bake the bowling ball that you can see how much oil actually comes out of the ball. So those bowling balls soak up a lot of bowling balls, and it does affect the life of the bowling ball too. So
now, if everyone had a resin ball or parts we wouldn't have ball returns because those balls are so aggressive. The men's league has very few problems. Ladies' league, because they like all the pretty colors and everything. And These balls are made out of different material. We have trouble with them sometimes.
So,
Tuesday night,
so Jim, how long have you been here at Country Lanes?
too long.
He's been here 30,
40 years.
40 years. Yeah,
This
Jimmy,
This April, 40. Yeah,
40 years
celebrating.
this April.
Corona
Jimmy was
style.
actually here before I got here. I know I've been here about 33 years, I want to say. So he predates me. So,
The dinosaur.
yeah, Jimmy calls himself the dinosaur, but
He came. He came with the building. He came with the building.
yes, he did, and I told him he can't.
6 months out.
He can't leave. So
Oh.
I leave. So
Or I'm gonna dye my hair.
oh,
Too.
he's gonna dye his hair purple on a dare.
Somebody did ask what color Jimmy's hair was.
No color. Shiny.
So
I
Jim,
used to have a lot of hair. I don't have a picture. Do we have a picture? No. I don't have a picture, but I used to have long hair when I started here. Every year.
That's what years of being a mechanic will do to you.
That's right.
yeah, we always say there's a job for everybody, and there's a reason why some people are in the back of the house, and there's some people are in the front of the house. So, hey Jim, and there is so 40 years, and so we were talking about lane oil. In your estimation, your professional opinion, because we put so much conditioner on the lanes, how much do you think that now impacts the actual lifespan of the parts versus 10, 20 years ago? Because we're putting so much, all that oil comes right through the machine, right?
Yeah.
It just makes us have to clean more.
Yeah.
It's like after a while, it's like a magnet. It just attracts all dust. A Boeing center is just one big dust collection. When we clean the caps and gutters and the lanes, it's all just people's lint from their clothes, hair, fingernails, fluff from your skin.
All right, there we are.
So talk about that process. So we talk about how you guys start from lane 1 to 48 in the cleaning process. What does that look like on a daily basis for you guys?
What is it when you clean the machine? So
What does it look like?
what's your process cleaning the machine?
Well, we start cleaning. We take the back cover off the machine. This is the elevator assembly here. And we just stick some rags. There's a pile of rags right there. And our cleaner. So we use water-based cleaner now. We don't use solvent anymore. That's why I'm still alive. We'll just wipe everything down so it's clean again. And we'll go up to the top of the machine and wipe the gearbox down, wipe everything there, and then we'll proceed down to the deck, pin deck. Everything we see, we wipe. And then it'll probably take, we'll vacuum everything out, wipe it out. It'll take about a day for about 6 hours worth of work to clean the machine properly and lubricate it. And then we'll go march on to the next machine. So if we can get one done a week, among all the other chores of the day and everything, we're doing pretty good. For this center, because we are so busy. Some centers have more time, less bowling, and they can clean 2 or 3, 4 machines a day.
So the fact that we're a busy center and we have leagues morning, afternoon, affects your ability to have free time with the machine, right?
Right now, it's great. But,
yeah,
it's not good for obviously.
Jimmy is enjoying the time he has right now with the machines down and no people in here.
2 weeks.
Hey, so Jim,
I had a heart attack.
You say that. Talk about what you've been working on the last few days, the last few weeks.
Excuse me.
What have you been working on?
Right now, we did from 19 to 48 the power lifts that are take your ball up front there. Boy, the ball rack, we rebuilt those, checked them out, cleaned them, rebuilt whatever needed to be rebuilt, and we finished that. So that's good for a year.
Hello, everybody. We alive.
Sorry, we had in the studio. Our production, our producer's having a hard time over here. I'm not sure what's going on.
All right. So, well, it seems like chaos ensues when I'm not there.
Yeah. When you're on it.
When I'm on assignment.
So,
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So, Michael, tell me what you enjoy about working with Jimmy.
You can't even speak.
We're not on a delay, Michael.
That one.
Well,
Oh,
I let him have blue hair.
He does.
you can't say anything. You
Well, he's a wealth of information. You want to know anything about these machines, you ask Jimmy.
there you go.
Jimmy knows it all.
Okay. So what is challenging about working with Jimmy?
Oh. He's Jimmy. You have to know Jimmy.
Can let me say maybe there's a small adjustment period.
Yeah.
Learning to work with Jimmy.
Yeah. I've learned a bunch of new words working with Jimmy that I didn't know.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Learn how to slam things back here. It's nice back here because when the machines are on, they can curse and slam and do whatever they want, and pretty much nobody hears them.
Nobody hears me.
So yeah, so they have that outlet. Frankie, you okay up there?
Don't worry about me. I'm actually. It looks like we got. It looks like we got interrupted. We're frozen a little bit, but we're gonna keep at it because I'm not sure what's showing and what's not showing.
Okay, all right. Well, we look okay here, so.
Yeah, we do too. It looks like I think we're back at it.
Okay, all right.
It froze up. I got a notice that it said interrupted.
Okay.
And right, okay. I think we're good because now it's catching up. We were talking to Michael. Michael was sharing what he loves working with Jimmy. Thank God there's no delay, although there could have been. We have to be careful what he might say.
Any other questions?
Hey, yeah. So you were talking a little bit about what you were doing in the front. So up front, and we take it for granted too. The maintenance. So you talk about the maintenance in the back, the maintenance up front on a regular basis. So that ball return up here, you said you're changing power lifts. What else might have to get done up here that's important?
Well, every day, when we are in operation, if we don't take care of those power lifts like we do once a year, I'd be up there.
Useless.
It's not working.
Stop it!
Hear me
Stop
now?
laughing at me.
You don't got those big lips on me, do you?
Jimmy wants to know if you guys have a filter on that he
With the big
can't
lips
see.
on.
No.
Okay, so anyway, so he was talking about the lifts, cleaning out the ball lifts in the front.
Nothing more aggravating to a bowler than having to throw your ball and it doesn't come back. And we come up there with our flashlight and a screwdriver, and it's time for another round of drinks because guys got to come up and fix the power lift. Well, we try to keep that to a minimum. That's why we service these power lifts heavily once a year, and they should run fine in regard to maybe a belt or two or something easy to take care of where you wouldn't have to move or anything like that. So, that saves the bowlers a lot of aggravation.
So can I say that maybe that's one of your favorite stops when you have to come up with the big long stick and the screwdriver and the in front of league and ask people to stop bowling? That's got to be among your favorites.
It takes a certain personality to deal with all those people.
I said it before. That's why some people are
upset. But I give it right back to them. It does. But anything could happen. It's a machine. We try to keep it down to a minimum. Other than the ball return and the ball rack itself, they pull the Marshall Holmans on them. They kick the crap out of them and everything like that. We have to take care of that. And all the caps and gutters and the foul lights have to be attended to weekly and checked daily, actually. So for a full operation, nothing worse than not having a foul light working or some capping's broken or something like that. It's very irritating to me. I don't know about the bowler, but it bothers me. So.
I do have to say, and I think that's one of the reasons why we are, at least from my experience being here a very long time, that as far as the machines go, our customers are relatively happy. And because Jimmy, honestly, no joke, takes personal pride in things working right. He honestly gets
upset,
pissed off when something's not working right. And if he is not told, especially if he's not told about it. So, so I think I think that's a lot to do with it. That the pride he takes in what he does.
I like my guys. All my guys have a little pride. They work with pride. They don't usually last too long because I'll get on their ass all the time.
There it is. There we go. Now.
Hey, so I want to backtrack a little bit. You were talking about balls getting stuck up front and having to retrieve them. Why would that happen? So a ball, perception is the ball gets stuck in the back for the reason you talked about. But why would it get stuck in the channel?
A ball can suck a pin up with these new balls, and with our kickers that are on here, they there's more. It's like the ball will carry the pin up with it. Sometimes they'll run it through the track and shoot it out the accelerator and go up with the ball, and the ball not make it all the way because the pin gets caught in the track up front. So we have to go down there with a flashlight, see where the ball and the pin is, pull the pin out of the track, and then send the ball through. Sometimes there's 10 balls there because ballers don't realize that the ball rack is empty. Started with 10, I got none.
Sometimes it's back to the camera when you go up there.
Jim, that's one of the mysteries. We don't understand that either. The bowling balls just keep piling up, and wait a second, it's my turn. Oh wait, there's not a ball. Well, where do you think they went?
But the best call is when they call and they call a ball return and there's no ball here, there's no ball in the track, and there's no ball in the lift, and there's no ball on the ball rack, and the bowler thinks that we stole their ball. Either it fell out of the machine and rolled somewhere, which can possibly happen. But 9 times out of 10, somebody took that guy's ball and put it somewhere else, or a kid came by, an open bowl, and it took your ball while you were having a piece of pizza or something, and took your ball. That's usually what happens. Or you put it in your bag and you forgot about it. You left it in your bag.
No, Jim. No, nobody ever does anything like that. And it's funny. And we're human beings, and it happens. It happens. We've all been there.
Right.
I think there may have been
the seniors have the senior moment quite often, at least once a week. The balls are missing.
I think there may have been an occasional time too where, because when you're back here and a ball jumps out of a machine and it starts rolling, you don't know. There's 48 lanes here. We don't know where it came from, so. They kind of take a guess where it might have come from and maybe put it in a machine and maybe it's 10 lanes away. We don't know. Take a guess sometimes.
We wait for the call first.
Oh, there you go. So that's how they solve that. They wait for a call.
Looking for a ball that got wound up on that little piece of wood down there under the machine, and you're just looking around like an idiot. Like,
where did it go?
Oh, yeah, it goes in between. So I've got two nice. Oh, well, yeah, that's happened many
walking
times.
around like an idiot looking for it.
Hey, Jim, our good friend Terry has a question for you.
Oh, Terry's up there.
Terry's watching. Terry wants to know the oddest thing you've ever fished out of a machine, and be careful with this one.
Right, yeah, easy.
Oh, boy. Nothing really. Did we find that?
Did he find
That rubber latex product?
Yes.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
There was one of that. We did find the latex product in the machine. Oh, there's actually 2 latex products.
Hey, Naz, can we see
the balloon type?
Can you what?
Can you zoom? Can you move the camera up a little bit so we can see Jimmy's face?
There you go. Don't get in on
You don't
him.
have to zoom in on him. You just, the little person operating a camera maybe not be the best thing.
We've had the rubbers and the dildos.
All right.
All right, there you go. That's why I was standing so far back. Now you know why.
Oh, and that's a true true story. It is amazing what might wind up in a ball return from up here. Somebody throws. Please don't throw your stuff in the ball return. You create more problems. Please don't do it. We're not advocating for it.
I pulled a magic 8 ball out of one.
Oh yeah, magic 8 ball we pulled out.
Was a magic 8 ball right now is among the weirdest.
Beer bottles, bowling shoes,
rosin bags.
Glass. Somebody threw a glass in the bar down here one night.
Glasses.
I remember that one.
So we had a kid get his hand stuck in there one time. You were around. Put their hand in the return.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
Okay.
I don't like reliving that.
It's bad enough that we were talking about the episode of 911 earlier this week.
Yeah.
Jim, so I just
Every time in 5.
Yeah.
a testament to the work that you guys do. So Bobby Mirabella points out in 25 years, he says he moves pairs less than 5 times. And to that point, and Fritzy pops in and says he's never had to move. Hey, we're happy. That is one of the things we don't want to have to do is physically move forward. Yeah, exactly. We don't want to have to do that, and that's a testament to the work that Jimmy and the guys do.
Well, if they don't know who I am, I'm doing my job.
Jimmy likes to remain anonymous. He likes when nobody knows who he is.
He's getting all the
They
attention.
don't even know I'm standing there.
Hey, Jim.
Yes.
What do you on an estimation? Because I know we track this a little bit. The average number of stops in a day.
Frozen.
Maybe 4 or 5 a day. Ball returns that can range. It depends on who's bowling and what's in. Malfunctions, we shouldn't have more than 2 to 5 a day. That's a pretty good day.
I think that
Breakdowns, they can happen anytime. We try to keep them to a minimum.
and you think about so these machines. So talk about the machines that we have here are in great shape, but they've been here since day one.
Correct. 1979 they were installed. They were started in September and opened up in April. No. Actually, you opened up in 78, in September of 78. I came in April of 79. So they were 6 months on these machines before I came here. And, they needed a mechanic. Let's just put it that way.
So how did you end up coming here? Because you live in New Jersey. So how did you end up getting a job here?
Well, I used to work at Belle Claire Lanes up in Montclair. And a Brunswick representative that would come in there and service the Lester King or whatever, and we needed some parts or something. He came by, and this guy was an installer, and we were sitting there having lunch one day, and he walked in, and he goes, "There's a place in Staten Island that needs a mechanic because the boss called me up and was complaining machines run like shit." And he thought maybe, that he knew me from. I was just an apprentice mechanic then. I was working from an old timer. And
apprentice.
I went there. I came here then. And from that day on, nothing but happy days.
There it is. Nothing but happy days.
Happy days are here again.
Happy days are here again.
Don't sing, please. Don't.
I hope so.
Hey,
happy days.
Hey Naz, how about you guys go over to lanes 1 and 2 because that's the easiest spot. Show us a little bit the front of the machine and the pins setting up and resetting. That's a cool view. Some parts.
It's a relatively narrow walkway. I mean, it's probably
It used to be open
3 feet, but
pins and parts.
we have a lot of parts back here, and Jimmy likes to have things on hand because he doesn't like to wait for them. So
and the scooter to get from 1 to 48.
Yeah, we got the scooter here, but I broke my neck.
Oh yeah, we'll get a shot of Piero on his scooter before we.
You ever see somebody take a fall header? Who's gonna turn that on?
We need some. Oh, there it is.
Let me turn this on.
So, if anybody, I would at this point, if you're looking at the machine, you'd know that there are more than 10 pins in the lane at all times. The magic number there, Jim, or Nazareth, who can hear me?
Yeah, I can barely hear you. So.
All right. The magic number is 21. There's always 21 pins in a deck. A full rack and rating in one pin.
Now we just cycled the machine to simulate operation. So basically, the ball comes through, breaks the beam here. Here's the reflector, breaks the beam. There's a time delay of a few seconds. It's going to cycle, and now it's the second ball, so it's going to sweep the rack and set up a new rack for the ball. The pins will shake down through the pit, go up through the pinwheel into the turret. Close the turret with 10 pins. pins. That's the optimum amount of pins to run a machine on. And let's try it again. Now it's going to pick up a spare. Say you threw a gutter bolt. Scissors are going to close on the pins. Brake's going to sweep the wood. And we're ready. It goes back in the second wall, and we're ready to go.
And look at those pin spots. They're on spot. Perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Thank God we picked one.
Yeah, they're close enough. Let's not get carried away.
So common stops other than a ball return are typically a 180 or an out of range. What happens when those stops occur?
Okay, let me show you when we have an out of range. What are you doing there? Locking the pin gate? Yeah. All right, we're going to simulate an out of range. What happens is the bowler will throw the ball, and the pins will slide off their spot. If the pin slides off its spot, and it's out of the 6-inch radius of that spot. Just shine down there. See, I moved the pin over, and now it's not in its spot area. But now the deck's going to come down and stop. It's like it should. Now some bowling centers have an automatic out of range eliminator. They just seem to be more trouble than they're worth, so we don't have that. So the bowler calls the desk, because our intercoms do work now. And they're going to say, whatever. They don't know it's an out of range. The desk person's going to call in the back and say, oh, there's an out of range on lane 1. So Piero will run down to lane 1 real diligently. We have a little rod that we pull in the back. You want to walk all the way around the back.
Easy with rod pulling there.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead. Just do it.
That's going to move a bunch of linkage around. It's going to bypass the second ball slip now. That's going to leave whatever standing pins are laying around. Now, if they're in the way, then we have to come by, shut the machine off, clear that dead wood out of there. Unless you bowlers like to bowl on it now.
You make it sound so simple.
Okay.
And then what happens? What's the situation when there's a 180, which is much different? A 180.
A 180 could be like 1,000 different causes of that, but we'll still show you what the end result of the 180 is.
I got it locked right now.
Go on, turn it on. The 180 is when pins aren't being delivered into this deck to set up. There's a problem somewhere with the distribution of the pins, or so right now the bowler threw his first ball. Now he's throwing his second ball, and this is what he's gonna find. Oh shit! Oh, the damn. Always a problem. Place always has a problem. So they call Mike 180 on that. So this is 180. Well, the reason is because the pins aren't being delivered to the turret, because the pin gate is locked on top of the cross conveyor. That can be because maybe we could have that situation where all he was going to do is just put the pin in the basket. You could have it where it's just sitting there like that, and it didn't depress the index lever, the trip lever, so it can't index to the next spot. It could be a backwards pin like that, going up on top of here. That's just
a thumb insert sitting in up here.
What?
It could be a thumb insert sitting in the cross.
It could be, right? It could be. That's another thing. We get rubber duckies, thumb inserts, all that. They sit down in the turn pan where the pins turn around, and they jam the pins up also. So this is just like, there could be, if the pins can't get from the bottom to the top, there's going to be a 180 eventually. I mean, there could be 100 different reasons why. A belt could come off the elevator that helps, that makes the pins go up. It could be anything. So it's not just the stuff in the book that you got to look for. It takes time to understand how these machines operate. There's all kinds of little problems with them, especially when they get old like me. So when the thing's all happy, we clear the jam up, fills up.
And then, so you were talking about how the when the ball passes to hit the pin, you've got the reflector in the camera. So when a lane is misscoring, it could be several different things. But since you're right there, talk a little bit about when the computer is misscoring and what could it be?
All right, certain things that we have with the camera and the computer system. It obviously takes score. It does your scoring. The bowler has to do nothing but throw the ball. I don't know what. But originally, the way it knows how to keep score and everything, the ball has to break the beam of this sensor here. This activates the system for the camera to take data. So when that beam is broken, trip the rake. Right here. Another shotgun. When this rake drops, there's a switch right here. It's the rake down switch. Now that tells the score, the camera. There. That tells the camera that it's time to take a picture. It's going to take a picture when the rake is down and the deck is up, so that it can't get the deck in the way and the rake in the way of the pins. Then it takes a picture. It has a little window of time they can take a picture. Once it takes its picture, the machine's going to go through its cycle. The rake's going to come up. It's going to reset that switch, and it's going to reset the camera, and it's going to be ready for the next shot. Sends the information up to the lower and the upper monitor, and there you got score.
And that all happens pretty much seamlessly, shot after shot after shot. So, I mean, it's not surprising that occasionally it'll, maybe there's a malfunction with a camera or something like that. But if you think about how many shots a team will throw in a night and scores perfectly in that little bit of time that it happens, it's pretty cool, actually.
It could catch reflection off your curtain in the back, which you might not see too well.
Oh.
The curtain in the back, if there's oil streaking down that curtain, the camera might see that as a pin. That could give you a misscoring situation. If the curtain is flipped inside out, it gives a wrinkle in it, it can be a problem. If the pin is scalped or black on its neck, that's why we take care of our pins so well, because it affects the scoring if the pins aren't so clean. If these get all black and everything, it'll think there's not a pin there. Or if there's a line in it, it could be there's two pins there. If your kickbacks are not cleaned off or anything, and you got any kind of real shiny spots, it'll pick up a reflection off it. There used to be a real trouble with the old cameras and scanners, but now with the new cameras, they're pretty good. A lot less hair pulling they are than they were back in '79 when they came out with the first scanners. Other problems could be just dirt. One of the main problems we had probably would just be this sensor right here. This ball detect right here. This starts the whole show. I got a little LEDs to tell me if I'm on the mark of that reflector right there. I can see it, and we can move that around. If that gets jostled by a bowling ball or the vibration, or even they just crack right off, or the sensor itself fails, it'll give you a no score situation. It'll give you strikes. It won't trigger the machine. It can cause a lot of problems. Just that little sensor causes 90% of our scoring issues, which is an easy repair usually. Usually.
Yeah, usually. Or if you're seeing one of us panic at the front desk that we can't figure it out. Listen, we're talking about computers and machinery. Anything can happen at any given time.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing that they can run. You can go through a night, without, very much incident. Let's put it that way. It's just amazing to me that it can function that well over the years. Because the more years you put on any of this equipment, the more liability of having issues with it.
Hey, Jim, we got a question from our good friend Dennis Constantino. What happens when the machine's dropping pins?
If the machine is dropping pins, it's going to be coming off the deck. You could have somehow you get this situation. Maybe usually in your corners. If this turret isn't working properly or indexing properly, it can drop, and it might not set up that or your bucket. Your bucket is cracked, or your deck roller here is cracked. If that doesn't allow the first pin to get through and set up, another pin's going to come by and do that. And then the machine will usually, when it's cycling and shifting, it'll black itself out. That tells us you got a problem. The machine has a failsafe where it shuts itself off after it gets a jam. But sometimes if you have the pins are dropping, either your deck roller is broken or missing. Your if it's going to pick up the pin on your first shot and it misses it, the scissors, there's like little scissors with rubber pads on them. If the pads are split off or busted or the scissor arm is broke, it won't pick up that pin. It'll just pick it up, or won't even pick it up. It'll sweep it away. There's, like I said, there may be 15 different causes that maybe cause that problem from happening. But usually, a lot of the problems stem from the turret. If that turret isn't running properly to drop these pins into the deck properly, you're in a load of crap.
I know sometimes on Saturday mornings, I have to get stopped sometimes before 10 o'clock. And so that's where the majority of the problems are. I will say that's honestly the first thing I check is the turret.
And they start cold
in
the morning. Get a pin gate lock, or usually 5
yes,
minutes.
Piero. That's right.
He's not here.
Over the years, we've bought alarm clocks for many of our team members. It seems that they must lose them or just choose not to use them over time.
Yes, or shut them off, or don't set them.
What's that?
His alarm clock.
Alarms?
Yeah.
10 o'clock.
He's fortunately lives so close.
Yeah, he's not allowed to move. So a couple of folks are commenting on the pins, and so if you look at the pins, I mean, we should take some pride. They're in pretty good shape.
We run them. We get a new set every year. We like to keep our pins in the best shape. We go through them for cracked wood. The pins go. Now the pins range is from 3.6 to 3.8, and they used to be from 3 pounds to 4 pounds, but now they just make them. They just make them from that range from 3.6 to 3.8. Now they give you that range there, but mostly they're like 3.5 pounds, and that's what it is. They're getting more expensive every year. But we found that if the bottoms will come off, split, the pin starts to crack, and they're no good. The blowers here, and we get them out of there. We go through them. This time, later in the season, they'll start breaking more and more. They start to swell up in the summertime, and we go through them. But in the fall, every year, we'll change these pins out. We'll put them in the back, and we'll use them as filler pins for the next season.
So since you brought that up about the pin swelling in the summertime, I'm assuming that humidity plays a large part in machine and oil issues here too.
Correct. Humidity is probably one of the biggest. It causes rust. It causes oil. Moisture and oil seem to not get along very well. If the bone center is not being air conditioned properly, you will have slick conditions. Cool metal and oil don't get along, so you get a lot of different ball returns and pins sticking in the chutes. Sometimes humidity can cause a lot of trouble. That's why early in the morning when you start cranking them up, sometimes in the summer we have some issues there, and once they warm up, they're fine. But humidity is a problem. That's why this, especially on Staten Island, where it's so humid next to the water. I mean, you just open the door and you cut the humidity with a knife. It's terrible.
Nothing worse than on a nice humid day and Jimmy's running up front and cursing and complaining about the humidity or if the air conditioning's not
working. Air on. Another unit's not working. Yeah, I know. But you've done a great job keeping all those units going. It's not an easy thing to do. To keep them units, they don't cost 10 cents. That's for sure.
No, well, we try, and that's important. Although a common complaint that it's too cold in here at times, but we're doing physical activity, and it's not, and yet take that in consideration. What Jimmy's talking about, it would be, hey, we could operate with no air conditioning, but people would be sweating their
be new
machines. We'd have other issues.
You got topless bowling is good.
Oh no, God forbid. Today we're talking about the machines and what's happening in the back of the house, but it's so much more. There's so much stuff in this building that these guys maintain. The lane machine is one of them. The constant keeping of the physical lane machine to condition.
Like owning a Mercedes. That's correct. That's like owning a Mercedes Benz. That thing is a very expensive, intricate machine. Now we just started using it last year. It does everything by itself. You don't even have to. You do have to watch it. I mean, there's no machine you don't have to watch. But, I mean, it's saving our guys that don't have to stand there like a fool and hold the cord. You know. But the machine is so far advanced; it holds way more programs. You can practically pinpoint where you want to put that oil, and they take care of it. It's hard. It's not an easy machine to maintain. You definitely need a little bit of education to work on that machine and run it.
Let's do it 3 weeks. Let's do it.
And
Do a month sitting does.
Yeah, well, we like now that we're at it, we're downtime. We do like to run these machines a couple minutes every day to cycle them through to get the oil, the lubrication to go, so it doesn't just all run off the machine. I mean, we're ready to go. I mean, these things. If you had 100 bowlers come in, we're ready to go. There's no problem. Same with the lane machine. We run that lane machine every couple days to keep the batteries charged on that. It runs on a lithium battery, so you can do it should 100 lanes at a clip with that battery.
90 lanes at a clip, run a full charge.
I mean, it's an impressive piece of machinery. And but you still have to watch it. I'd rather sit there and have a coffee in my hand watching the machine than having to play with that cord anymore. I tested that.
Oh yeah.
Gives them more time to clean the ball returns and stuff like that.
Jim, as a reward here, Vicky is making you peanut butter cookies. She's telling us.
Yeah,
I don't. Is he allowed to have them? Are you allowed to have them?
No, I'm not. But
Rita's
not on. She's not on.
I didn't say you had to eat them. I said she's going to make them for you. Whether you eat them or not,
she's made the best ones for me.
Hey, Jim. We appreciate everything you guys do, and it couldn't happen without you. What is the most reward? And you guys take a lot of pride in what you do, but what's the most rewarding part of what you do here?
Well, just to see people not complaining and have a smiling face when they walk in here, and when they see me, they're not attacking me like I'm a criminal. That means I'm doing my job.
Hey, Naz, we're going to show the meme of the day because it fits right in.
Yeah, I can't see the whole thing. If Sweet Baby Jesus, I promise if you bring bowling back, I won't blame the mechanic. Okay, well, there it is. Jimmy says he saw that one already.
We have mechanics have their own.
Oh, you have a little Facebook page?
We have our own.
Oh, so he's saying that the mechanics have their own little Facebook page where they have a little club where I guess they complain about all the customers is probably what they do. And the owners and and desk workers.
Complaining about desk workers.
They have some good names for desk workers.
All right. Okay.
I think I saw they have a list and they keep track of the greatest desk workers here in the country.
Yes, they do.
We have some of the best ones. Either way. I mean, we have some of the best legit desk workers, I have to say. And we have some of the
Now, Jim.
He's not saying who is who. He's
It's
just,
right.
Pick your category.
That's why most of our workforce is over age 40. That's because they're the most reliable workers we have.
All right. Okay. All right.
So that answers Terry's question. Terry's poking here a little bit with us. On the other side, we've got Lori, who, love Lori, but Jimmy wants to make sure that you know that you're the best. We are blessed, and he does have a great crew. He's a great teacher and respected by everyone, rightfully so. Proud to be part of the Rabs team. Lori, we miss you too.
Lori.
That's right, Lori.
He loves Lori.
I know.
Lori gives me. He likes me. I may have been his favorite, but then Lori's a real close second.
Yeah,
and not a tie for first.
And of course, while we're sitting here, and the Rourkes are watching, and now they're asking who their favorite coworker is. We're not starting trouble here.
Stephanie.
Good answer.
Stephanie's my favorite.
Everybody's his favorite. So whoever is here, actually.
It's like, I just got this little thing to fix. Can you fix that?
Well, actually, what he tells me is whoever gives him his paycheck for that week is his favorite for the week.
You need something done, you see Lori. Lori makes it happen for you.
That's right.
All right. Go ahead, Frank.
I think we need to let them go back to work.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
have-
we still got stuff apart down there.
No.
Oh,
we
oh,
put
you
it
put
all
it back together. Thank you.
Quick.
All right.
Well, thanks for having me.
No, thank you for giving us the behind the scenes tour.
I mean, if you want more,
sure.
we can rip stuff apart. But
Yeah, he's offering to rip stuff apart,
if you
but
had enough,
maybe next week. Maybe we'll
Yeah.
have him on again.
you know, Jim's tech tip.
All right, we're gonna do. We'll do this again, but we're gonna give you some time because we know this was trying, but we appreciate you taking the time for us today.
Yeah, you wait till I get you later.
All right, Terry, you ready?
Ever since this came up, he's been sabotaging the show by making noises the last 2 days over here.
Yeah, yes. Unintentionally.
Thank you,
And here he
Michael.
goes.
Hey, Naz, are you gonna flip around and get your way back up here?
I can't hear you.
Yeah, I figured
1
that.
second. You shut that off. So. Okay, Frank, go ahead. What are you saying?
I was going to show a picture, but are you going to flip it around and wait? I don't know what we're looking at. We're looking at.
There I am.
Hey, Naz, I don't know if you can see this picture. It's a little dark, but this is a picture I took just a few minutes ago of you guys.
Oh,
my
yeah,
view.
I see us.
I don't know. Michael, where are you going?
Put the scooter back on lane 1.
Oh yeah, he's right. He's a scooter crazy now. I encouraged him to use it. Now he won't get off it. So
Hey, so Naz, I think that was great. What do you say?
yeah, it was pretty cool. I wish I would have practiced the camera shots on some of the machines, but it was pretty interesting to see some of the stops and how they happen, and just to get an idea of what those guys go through, because it really, there's a lot going on back there. Is somebody talking? Because I can't hear anything.
I apologize. I zipped out to come back, and I was saying, I was saying how we take this for granted. Take that work for granted. You could exit because now we're going to hear the echo as you make your way back into the set. Yeah, see that noise?
That is annoying. Holy moly!
Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
So I think I got muted there for a moment, and I apologize. But what I was saying, I think it's a great opportunity
Useless.
for me to see what was happening behind the scenes. So thank you, Naz.
I miss my
You were
spot
honest.
here.
You don't want to be calling 911.
No, we've all done that. We've both done that. Yeah. So, you see the building from a different perspective. You get an idea of what they go through every day, and it's talking to Jimmy, you kind of do. I don't want to say you take it for granted, but he's so knowledgeable. He could have just gone on and on and on. Actually, we kind of had to. I don't want to say we had to bribe him, but at first he kind of balked at doing it, and then at the end, he didn't want to get off. I had to walk away from him, and he's like, I could take this machine apart. He wasn't joking.
I know he wasn't.
He really wanted to. So I told him, well, maybe we'll have you on again, and you can show us a little
We're definitely
of your
gonna
magic.
we're definitely gonna do it again, and that was awesome. And it's funny. Some people get to see Jimmy in two ways. They get to see Jimmy coming up front to fix something, and he's agitated, or he's extra agitated, and he has something to say.
Jimmy has two states: agitated and super agitated.
Yeah. And so here, Erica says she was younger and she first started working here, she was afraid of Jimmy, Milton, and Bubba.
Well, and I think that's what they want. I mean, they
Yeah.
kind of enjoy that. I don't want to say it's not intimidation they kind of enjoy that, especially if you're working a desk.
Don't break our stuff is what it comes down to. And when you break it, they have to fix it. And that's what I think upsets them the most. And he talks a little bit about people getting angry and kicking things and breaking. Man, that is I will say, that is personally one of my biggest pet peeves. Yeah. I don't walk into your house and kick your furniture and kick your crap.
Right.
However, that's why he gets upset, because he's so protective.
Yeah, he is. He
and it's great, but it's funny that because he brought it up, so that's why I say it. So do me a favor, lay your paws off our stuff and just enjoy your time. Kick yourself. You know what I always say, Naz? I get like when I say this to a bowler, especially when we're bowling. Because the ball return threw the ball down the lane, right?
Yeah.
And they look at me like, really? Yeah, no, I'm serious. So I'm serious. Don't do it.
And you know what? It's a shame because we try to have a nice place with nice equipment, and it ends up, we end up having to replace equipment, and it takes away from things that we
expensive.
Can do. Yeah, and it takes away from things that we can do, and it's a little hurtful.
It is. Honestly.
I take it personally.
Yeah. I take it personally. It's a personal attack on me.
Right.
And it's a personal attack on Jimmy. Oh, it bugs
Jimmy
him.
Yes.
And I love when he says, you better watch the camera and find out who did that. Yes, Jim. We're on it. Can we
and he will come up here and he will stand behind watching.
When I was a kid, I'm going to interject. When I was a kid, if somebody hit the rack during the junior league, you would see his head pop out from lane one.
Yes.
And he would just stare at, and all the kids would just sit down and go, "Oh, Jimmy's out."
Yeah.
And it was when Milton was alive. Milton, and everybody knew Milton. Milton would stand here by 48 and stare you down, and you weren't sure what was happening.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, that might have been it. That was maybe a different thing going on.
It could
have been expanding the light, or we miss Milton.
What are you telling us? I'm sure you didn't hear that, but he said Jimmy's the only person he knows that can make all the kids stop bowling.
Right, just by showing up, just by showing his face.
I do like when he does pop up. What happened? What's going on?
Right. People automatically
assume something happened.
But he is also very helpful to us in the pro shop. He does anything I need him to do.
Yeah, he's an all-around good guy.
He's about, when you're asking for a project, he loves that stuff.
Yeah.
And Erica mentions Bubba. Bubba's the same way. And Michael, too. Yeah. You've got a project, and, you're hesitant to say, when you get a moment, can you take care of this?
Yeah.
They like the challenge. They make themselves busy too. There are some great things that they do, or it's all of a sudden
when he's not building Legos, right?
When they're not building Legos, which everybody got to see. Legos. They saw some ducks. Obviously, the ducks aren't theirs. They're what we find in the machines. He pointed out. I was surprised he didn't say it in the live stream. That ring he had on, he found in 47.
He did say it.
No, did he say who he blames for that?
Oh, yeah, he didn't say that.
Yeah, he blamed. I know Fran and Tommy are watching. Your kids were just blamed for that because that's where they bowl. 47, 48. So poor my nephew Thomas and niece Alexandra were just blamed by Jimmy for throwing a Blinky toy down the hole.
And that's all right. When my kids were little, they got blamed for plenty of stuff that went on here too. So
it might be true. I don't think so. I think they would have had a heart attack. I think Thomas might have a heart attack if that happened.
Yeah, he seems a little.
He got blamed for everything.
Oh, well, that was awesome, and we hope that you appreciated that behind the scenes tour. We're going to do it again a little bit differently next time.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, there's plenty of things to see around here. Not really now. It's us, and nothing happening here. Sadly,
we actually have a large studio audience tonight.
We do
this afternoon. I'm a little verklempt, I would say, because I'm not used to being around this many people.
No. So Liz D. Hart stopped by. She dropped off a present. Liz, can you take that out?
Does she have some? It's
she does. She has some.
It's not.
It is.
So, I actually guessed what was in that box.
So I sent her a text message yesterday, and I said, "Hey, I know you happen to have this, but I actually need it for something. Can you go in your garage?" Liz didn't hesitate. She found it. Look who Liz found. Liz found the good old Biff.
It's Biff.
Biff is a former mascot of YABA and the Young American Bowling Alliance. And he still works.
Still works.
He smells like garage.
The last person I remember wearing that was Dave Kaczynski
Yeah,
at the walk.
David's watching. He was watching, and so is Erica. But yeah, he might be the last
That
person.
was pretty funny. I have some pretty funny pictures of him with that costume on.
So thank you, Liz, for bringing Biff by.
Yeah.
Biff's going to get some use for a couple of different things, but we're glad that Biff's here. Hey, so today was Friday, Good Friday. And so we hope that you get to enjoy your day. Thank you for enjoying it with spending some time with us today. Tomorrow is Saturday.
Yes, it is. It is Saturday.
Are you okay?
It is. Yes, I was reading what Ken Soto was writing. I'm sorry. Yeah, tomorrow is Saturday, and it is. You know what it is, Frank?
It's PBA
Hall of Fame
Saturday.
Saturday. It's Hall of Fame Saturday, and I'm super excited because it's also Bob Learn's birthday. So we will be having a birthday cake. Which you good with the cake?
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna be having a cake for Bob. We're gonna have some balloons.
Are we gonna do a cake smash thing? Do we have to like send it to the camera or something to him?
Oh, that'll be funny.
No.
Maybe at the end we'll just do a little on the lens.
Yeah.
Maybe just a little.
No. But it's Bob's birthday.
It's Bob's
Him and
birthday.
his friend Leto Monticelli.
Leto Monticelli. This is must see Facebook. I can't say must see TV. It's must see Facebook.
No, it's Must See TV. It's Facebook TV, or what they call the
Is it?
little video channel. I don't know.
I don't know.
Sure, it is now.
Whatever it is.
Nice.
It's must see.
People heard it here first. It's Facebook TV.
How many times have we've broken some big news here?
Yeah, I said it yesterday on a comment. The Rosenbergs were here on our show first,
And then on
and then they were on SA Live a day or two later. How cool is that?
And then we had when I talked about some good news
Oh,
with it, and the next day it was on the Today Show. It was all over. So watch here for breaking news.
breaking news. Ratings bonanza, Naz. Ratings
Yes.
bonanza.
Oh, tomorrow I believe will be a ratings bonanza. I think that Leto Monticelli and Bob Learn both have a lot of fans out there. So get your questions ready for them.
Liz Dehart had a nice gasp when you said
I heard something from over there, Leto.
I think she had a little crush on Leto.
Yeah, and he's such a nice, and he's a gentleman. He's a nice guy and a gentleman.
Both of them are. So
Yes.
it's gonna be fun tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then we take a break for Easter Sunday. We're gonna take off Naz. We've been doing this 21 days in a row. Tomorrow, 22 days. We're actually taking a break Sunday.
Yeah, you know, I was thinking maybe we could, not to do anything, but maybe we could put together.
We don't want to. I don't listen. We got a great streak going. We're going for a Guinness World Book of
of live Facebook lives.
The days
What
that
is
you're
the
going
record?
live. Well, I don't know.
What do you
It's going to be us. Yes, it doesn't matter. Remember, it happened here first. People heard it here first. It's going to be us. It doesn't matter.
You're right.
Who cares?
You're right. I don't.
Okay, go look it up at some point. Go look it up. Go ahead.
Someday I will.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Eventually.
It's going to be us.
You know, I'll text you later with it.
Emmy Award winning, right? You heard it here first.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
When Emmy season is upon us, so we've got a little time.
we gotta
we
work
got a little
hard.
time for that.
Okay.
We're gonna have to.
When
sit
is
there.
sweeps week?
I don't know. No, it's always sweeps here on Live from
It's
Labs.
always sweeps. Okay.
It's always sweeps.
All right.
Because you never know what's gonna happen.
You really don't. You really.
Yeah, unless you watch religiously with us and know by the end of the
and
show.
we have
who's
some
gonna be on.
people are here every day.
We do, and we have some faithful viewers who we know are quarantined on day 25 because we are officially counting, and we really do. We love that. We really do, we keep saying it. We really do miss your faces,
Yeah.
and we know that you're getting sick of us. I'm sure. But you keep coming back, so
You don't have to watch when it's live. We'd like you to watch when it's live, but if you just really don't want to see us maybe for a day, just pick it up the next day.
okay. So here's a funny one. So I know Mary Firminio is going to be watching tomorrow. So when Peggy Garbarino worked the showboat tournament, and we all went, and Leto would jog on the beach, and all of them would go and jog.
Oh, that's a good one.
They'd wait
That's
for him and
good.
go. I could so picture.
I could definitely
Mary.
see that.
And the ladies go to watch Leto jog on a beach. We should tell him that tomorrow. Mary,
Yeah.
that tomorrow you're gonna have to share that story so we
Yes,
can bring that forward
please.
to Leto. He might get a good.
And if anybody took a picture, it would be even better to share that.
Yes.
You don't
How many
know.
years ago was that?
Well, if they had cameras, it's not like they didn't have a camera.
Well, I'm sure they're in a box somewhere, right? Or undeveloped.
You don't
Kodak.
know. You don't know. Right, the little.
You know how many pictures we find from how long ago?
This is what people are doing now.
Well, they're home.
People
They
have
should be.
all this time people are posting so many pictures, especially today's like I think Siblings Day. Hi, Billy and Alan. I love you and I miss you. So today is Siblings Day. Neither of them. I did it anyway. But people are posting pictures, and it's so funny to see. Like they've dug up old pictures, and they're so surprised that we haven't seen this picture for 20 years, and so it's nice. It's nice. People are digging up.
What's the name of
The
that service
point
your
is-
sister uses? I'm listening.
The point is, people are digging out pictures. Maybe there's a picture of Emletto jogging on the beach in Atlantic City.
Mary says
somebody-
Michelle Durkin might have one.
There it is. That's somebody must have one. Oh, and that would be.
That'd be funny. So I
that
was
would
just
be
asking Liz something. So her sister Christine subscribes to, and we don't know the name of it, but you basically get a box and you could ship photos and videos.
Oh, I've seen
to
that.
them,
I've seen that.
and
they
then
put it
they
on a.
digitize it, and you get it back. You get the box back with all the stuff.
Right.
But then there's an app that you connect to, and everything's there, which is cool.
Oh.
Listen, if you have time and you want to sit there and scan, God bless you. And it's
That's
great.
cool.
I know Roseanne Barishano spends a lot of time doing genealogy and scanning photos, and I love when she comes across something
right.
and sends them to
Well,
us.
she's with Penrose for so many years that she's got
The
so
camera
many
was always out.
pictures of kids, and those are fun to look back on too. But yeah, that's a great service. I did that. There's a company on Lincoln Avenue,
Transfer City.
right, that did some old 8mm movies that my father had taken when we were kids, and they put it on a regular, well, it was on a VHS. Okay, so
Which is not
it was
regular anymore.
Right, excuse me. So maybe it was a few years
Okay,
ago.
so I
But
went
it
to
was
them
great.
a few months ago and had photos digitized.
Yes.
And they do an awesome job. They scan, they do everything.
I like that being able to do it on an app, because how easy is that to share?
They make it so if you've got a quick job here, Transfer City is awesome. Lincoln Avenue.
Yeah.
I don't know what the cross is there.
It's past the
It's right past the old pro shop.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we could go on for days.
Yeah. That's what we do. That's what
we
we do.
really appreciate you hanging out with us today. We hope that you enjoy your weekend. We'll be back here tomorrow,
12
a
o'clock.
special time, 12 o'clock, with our friends Bob Learn and Lito Monticelli. We're going to break for Easter Sunday. We'll be back on Monday with a whole new week of fun-filled
Fun.
guests
Just fun.
and entertainment. Some more bowlers.
Music Monday.
Music Monday. You never know. You never know who's going to show up inside the studio via Facebook Live here live from Rabs. You just don't know. So thanks for popping in. Like and share our video. Share it to whoever you want to. If you're watching us on YouTube, because not everybody can go back and be with us live every day. Some people are actually, sadly, they're working, whether they're working from home or having to make some trips, and we appreciate those that are. I love getting the text late at night from Joe Cal, who's going to be. Joe's going to be back with us tomorrow.
Oh, I can't wait.
So Joe Cal will be back with us tomorrow in the studio. We're a little rearranging for our noon show tomorrow to get Joe in here. But late at night, he sends us, watch the show, great. And there's always something, a great comment or suggestion, and he's been a big part of that.
He's been great.
The Joe and Joe. We do miss you, Joe Bruno. We know you're well. We know you're busy working, but we know we'll have you back on soon. Thanks to Mike and Jimmy. That was fun.
That was fun. That was great.
And if that was fun, what else was it?
It was awesome.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.